The old man built. The old man built. The old man built. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Nathan, otherwise known as Old Man Builds. What's up, guys? How's everything going today? Check it out, man. We got some projects going on, and I was able to take this thing, and as some of you guys saw, I put all the resin on it. It's still a little rough. I mean, I won't lie to you, it's a little rough. I needed to hold back some of the resin in the beginning and then glaze it at the very end, maybe like 15 minutes before setup, so it's set right. But it did penetrate all the wires, got everything in here, so it looks good enough to get it fired up and started. You can always add another layer later, but it's going to be just fine, just the way it is. We got the wires come out. This thing comes right off. It's all one piece now. I got to clean it up, like I said. And then we could put the insets in the ends. It's clear all the way through. So we can do the depth on it. It's going to be cool. I think it's a really awesome look. First time doing the resin, guys, so give me a little forgiveness on it, but I think it came out way better than I could have expected. So, and it's pretty heavy. Yeah, it looks like candy. Yeah, definitely does, man. So we're going to see. It's a bipolar Tesla coil. So the only thing, man, that we need to do is on this center part right here, all we need to do is add in a winding or two right on the outside out here. And then no ground wire or nothing. We could just use the ZVS, put it in right here, and it'll blast out both sides of it. So we can use also AC and DC in this coil. I didn't go with the UV resin. Joe kept telling me to do it, but I had already purchased this one. It was a two-part, dried in about an hour to where you didn't have to mess with it anymore. The one thing that I did have a little bit of trouble with is it acts like a water screw. So as you put resin here, it goes up this way on both sides. So it would start to fatten out in the center. So that was one of the downfalls of how this thing works. So like I said, had I had the resin already in the cup ready to go at the end in the last 15 minutes, right as it's still pliable, not hard yet, but thick enough where you know it's going to harden soon. Had I applied that at the very end, man, would have came out good. There's surprisingly, dude, there's no bubbles in this. I can't find any anywhere. The rough spots that you see are actually the PLA. That's a little bit of, sticking out. But this thing's cool, man. We're ready to get going. We got the hole in the center. We could put the little inset in there, man. Then we could put the rod to the depth that we want. So I'm going to put this bad boy back on here. And like I said, it's got a considerable weight to it. Put it over here, out of my way. Okay. And I had to let it sit for another day, just rotating throughout the night. And then up until probably about an hour ago is when it was rotating, just to make sure it cured properly. I didn't want anything to slop off or anything like that later on. But we're rocking on that project, man. So hopefully by Wednesday I can have it fired up, and I'll just make sure it's all cured. I don't want to set it off and not have it right. Jack Candy Apple, man. Yeah. Dude, if you need some STL files, let me know. We're in the brown coat. Thank you, Limited. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, we're trying. Also, I got one of the things that's going on with me, man, before we get on to, how everybody's doing, what's going on. On Mike Faraday's channel on Friday, Mike's working on a motor that has to do with perpetual motion. And I had this sitting around on a failed project that I did, and it has most of the center gone from it. As you can see, it's really light in the center, heavier on the outside. I can always add more mass out here. And what I did is I modified it at 30 degrees. So what it does is you attach the magnet here, and it has a 30-degree angle. So what I want to put on there is my shelled magnets. So I only have one spot to hit, that one spot that goes into the shell. And then I could put the other side on there like Mike did with the spring. I think I'll be just fine doing that. Hopefully it works. We'll see. I just thought I'd throw my hat in the ring since I already had it, and it only took a few minutes to build the extra little parts on the outside. And like I said, it's already got the bearings. It's already got the center cut out of it. The mass is on the outside here. And that is aluminum. So maybe luckily I'll get some eddy current out of it that'll repulse it. If not, you know what I mean? I don't think it's any harm because it's not metal like the iron or anything like that. So aluminum is probably fine, get some eddy current out of, and added some mass to the outside as well. So we'll see how that works, man. It pretty cool. So we'll do that. I'll put the magnets on that bad boy, and we'll get it going, man. We'll hook up with Mike and see if we can't get it to be like his and do perpetual motion, and then find out what he's got in store for it after that and copy. So those are the two projects I'm working on right now. Yeah, like a little bit of a pulse motor, except for where they usually run things flat on the outside. I gave it a 30-degree angle. So, oh, that heavy. You know what? You're right. Resin is heavy for weight. That's a good call on that one. Yeah, because we were talking about concrete and stuff last time, but resin's a lot. Yeah, it's pretty heavy too. I think you're absolutely right. Joins the wheel club. Nice. Oh man, having a water channel would be cool. You mean like a paddle wheel? I could do a paddle wheel. I've been wanting to do one of those. Yeah, mass on the flywheel. That's exactly what we're doing. Remember when Timtron was on? He was talking about the flywheel and keep the mass on the outside, keep it out of the inside. Yeah, that's exactly what this thing does. Wow, you have 53 of them. Man, you're hard at work, eh? That's a lot of work, man. A lot of resin going on. The water would have a charge, yeah. Well, we could just do a fun experiment. Go take the lights outside that next to the trees and stuff. Hook them all together and just run a little paddle wheel out there. Just basically run it by getting a pond area, suck on the hose, man, and then let it flow. And since it always tries to equal the pond, and then you put the paddle wheel right over the pond, goes right back into the pond. You're just recycling water, but you're getting the movement for free. Then you can go ahead and turn on all the lights around your wife's garden. That's pretty cool, man. And if you run into a problem, you know what I mean, you can always use it as a recharging station for the batteries if you wanted to do that, and then do it. It's kind of a neat project, man. It's one I've been wanting to work on. I just haven't had time. Yeah, they just use the flow, man. You don't need a whole lot of pump motors, to be honest with you. You really don't. You need the force. Chevron rocks, really. Yeah, pretty cool. On a water chute. There you go. Kind of like that corkscrew effect, huh? Yeah, that's some cool stuff. What's up, Joe? Oh man, use a ram pump. No motors necessary. Yeah. Well, the whole idea is to keep it as simple as possible. You know what I mean? Get the thing rotating, get some energy into it, and get it out to the lights right away. You know what I mean? There's many different ways to do it. Mike has the alum that he uses in there in order to get a charge going on between two plates that he can use to light up the lights. And it works good when you put water into it, just like you were watering the garden. So when you water it in the morning, it charges those cells up. Pretty awesome, by the way. Let's see. Haul the initial charge of the, yeah. Yeah, it took me a little longer than 40 minutes. Yeah. And it might have been just first time use. Didn't I think I got it 50-50, excuse me, or 1-to-1 ratio, you should say. But because it was going to the center and always fluctuating up, I think that was a problem. Had it been in a regular configuration, I don't think it would have taken more than 45 minutes. It took a little longer just to clean that little bit from the center, which took away from the outside, which kind of sucks. But I'll remember that next time. What the Indians did in Eureka Springs, Kansas, as they run their water motors. Nice. Knock a high compression resin limestone will take 2 weeks. Wow. Then you can machine it. Man, I would, now that I think about it, you probably have to do those things in batches. So that's probably like a batch for you and getting it going. That makes a lot of sense. Takes forever to dry overnight. Yeah. Nice. You're saying chevron's like the angle. Hmm. Yeah, Hearthstone, like Hearthstones, upside down Hearthstones. Yeah, I get that. Nice. Natural Springs, got it. Yeah, batch done. I figured as much. I do the same with the coils. I do them in batches, and you know what I mean. I'm going to build so many things today, or so many drivers of one kind, and so many of the other ones. I like to do them on different days, so I could just go through them and kind of not not really look at the papers a lot, just get it done real quick. Because they're all the same. So every color goes to the same spot. It's easy to remember. We see a sample. Of 'em. Yeah. Next time you're on, he's got some samples that he shows when he was on last time. If you got any new designs or anything, by all means, send them over and we'll show them during the show. Hmm. The water shoots in the mountains. Yeah, well, just the pressure alone will get you most of the way. I mean, I don't think people understand that when you suck the hose in a pond, it tries to equalize the pressure in the pond, so it continues to blow out the water. And I did it by emptying pools when I was a kid, man. You go over there, hey, I need my pool empty. All right, go over there, suck on a hose, man, and it would start flowing out. You go out, put it in the grass, and let it empty. So yeah, we did that a lot as a kid, man. When you're finished, we'll do a video. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a live on it, man. We'll do a video. That's awesome. I'm for that. Um, oh, gotcha. Slows the flow. Well, that would make sense. Nice. Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be a fun week, guys. I'm finally done building stuff. so I could start working on the others building stuff that I wanted to do. Yeah, suck on the hose, basically say, yeah, I get it. Uh, Make sure the bottom edge plane half apple is level, the resin and dry equal. Thickness slightly level the resin. Yeah, got it. Yeah, like I said, it was the first time doing it, so there was some learning curves in there for sure. But the way this thing sits, it's not going to be in motion that I know of yet. Though we did build it where it could rotate on something if we wanted to try that as an adventure later. It could do that. Just based on the way it's built because it's bipolar. ADX, right on, brother. Thank you very much, man. Taking care of me again. No, if you guys were, oh man, fascinating the flow. Yeah, all good, man. Yeah, it was an adventure, man. Like I said, I knew the first one may not come out beautiful. It's once you get the first one, man, repetition after that be easy. The good thing is I took one of my CR10s, man, and I just dedicated it to this because you need a .02 nozzle on there. And I generally run for prototyping 0.05 so I can go faster on it. And on these, when you get to the grooves, you want them nice and clean. So you want to use a .02. You got to use a file. Don't want to use sandpaper. Just buy a file that's real thin, and you want to keep them 1 millimeter apart on the grooves, and then use that file to just kind of clean it up and shape the grooves so that they stay that way. And yeah, you come out way better. The sandpaper, man, it gets caught up, it clings on things, it catches things. It's a pain. The file is so much easier. And unbelievably, man, I got the idea from toenail clippers because the file inside of it nice and flat. And I went over to my toolbox and looked for my files and go, okay, here we go. We'll just file it down. It was way easier to do. Way easier. Yeah, the stuff, by the way, I was concerned about how deep it would go. It went just fine. If anything, I thought it was going to go downhill, and it went uphill. That's kind of just a little neat surprise, I guess. Something I wasn't used to. Yeah, well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. We're doing these geometry coils, man. I just want to see what they're going to do. Like a lot of people say, oh man, geometry doesn't matter, nothing matters. I just don't agree with that. I think that these geometry coils hold a lot more than you think. It's the opposite of what's going on in nature, so it's the reverse side of it. Normally in nature, you're building out the field into this area, and this area contains it. So it's kind of neat to build them in reverse, man, and see what they're actually going to do. You know what I mean? What can we create? What's the field coming off of it? If we can find a way to see the fields, it'd be awesome. But I got this one. The next one I have is teardrop. So it's the hourglass. I call it teardrops. It's the hourglass. It's the Aachen doubled. You know what I mean? Or upside down from each other or mirrored. That's the next geometry coil that I'm going to be building. So it's right in line with the geometry of what this one is. And it should set perfect in there, man, to just get it, you know what I mean, rocking on and awesome. I think that's the way we should go. Oh man, transmutation of gold. Yeah, I try to stay away from that one, man. They they get you for that one, but you can definitely do it. There's no question you can do it. Yeah, there's bed sheets over my shoulder. My wife in the laundry, man. I forgot to clear it out. Sorry. Yeah, right there, bed sheets. I got to get the camera turned around. Now that I got everything built, I have the other side of the garage, and that's where my camera's going to go. So you won't see any of this from here on in. Probably after this, you'll see the other side, which is way cleaner. Um, yeah, you got me there. Let's see, you're getting one of those clip microscope viewers that you could activate the fiber optic cables to see 3D coil in the gravity ducer, gravity ductor. Sorry, gravity ductor. That's awesome, man. Let me know how that goes. I never have seen that thing yet. You got to put out a picture. Post picture. Cool. Yeah, you got a lot of good stuff on your channel there, Mr. Mission Control. A lot of cool stuff, man, in the posts and stuff. Everybody should check that out. Right on, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. You hope to bring the RTT2 a new setup view. I can bring it if you want. Yeah, just having my little partner next to me. The Egyptian cross, that's right. Dude, that's gonna be sick. It's gonna be, yeah. I already put it in my CAD. Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah. So what do is you put the mirror in the center, and it gives you the round part on the top and then the round part on the bottom as well. It makes the figure eight. But since you're in 3 dimensions, it's more like an hourglass, right? So it's rounded at the top and everything, and then rounded at the bottom, and then it has like an hourglass shape where it pinches in and comes out. Sorry. And then on that one, we're gonna probably go bipolar as well and see what they do first. And then on the other one, we'll crack it in half. Not this one, but we'll make another one that's half of that, so that it just does the pyramid shape or something like that, like Sean did. Or we could just do a, whatever. Since the print's already there, it wouldn't take much to cut it, cut it in half in the CAD and then print it. Be a lot easier. He's a mascot. Nice. I'm good with that, man. Dude, I love Star Wars. Love Batman, Star Wars. You should probably see it from behind me. Right on, man. I didn't say that, man. I just said that I enjoy reading the posts because there's a lot of information in there. Yeah, the no blue glasses, those ones Joe was talking about. Dude, I need that as a lens for my camera. I was thinking about that pretty heavy, man. As I sell some more coils, I think that might be where I'm going next. Right on, brother. I appreciate that. Love that how mine works. Just do some cool projects that everybody hasn't done yet. That's what I want to do. Keep everything flowing. It's a lot easier, man, because lately, man, oh, I've been on like a winding spree in building coils. So if you can imagine putting on your old lady glasses, man, and having them down your nose, and you're looking down at this stuff all day because you're trying to get the wire to splice in just right, and you're dealing with 32 millimeter wire, it's enough to drive you nuts. But when you have, like 15 coils you got to do, it's enough to drive you nuts for a couple days because you don't have time to do more because you got to spray them immediately. So, yeah, I've been going insane. The other parts of the circuits and stuff, it's pretty mundane. I just rock out to my music and do it. Oh yeah, they don't let you talk as openly as they should. There's a ton of information I have on certain subjects we're not allowed to talk about. A lot of research went into it too. Nice. Well, I think we all are, but some of the stuff that we're coming out with, man, is next level. We got them by the short hairs, if you know what I'm saying. So nice. Yeah, nice. There you go. Yeah, some of the stuff, man. You know, some of the stuff we can't talk about just yet, man. But a lot of it, I talked about it on my channel already, and a lot of the new discoveries that we have, man, they really shed light on what's really going on in physics. And to be honest with you, it proves out a lot of physics theories. There's some cool things, man. I got a picture I should show you guys. Let's see if I can't find it real quick. Man, I got a lot of open tabs up. Of course, I cleared it all off my front page. Let me find it real quick. Oh, of course. I'll just pull it up in another place. Give me 1 second. I'm almost there. Here we go. So you can see the build out of some plasma here I did on the weekend. And you see the two null zones in it? Right there, it kind of told you something about how plasma is working in the universe. So let me show you the next one. So yeah, it looks like a Gerald circuit. Uh can't help that. But it falls right in line with what Ken was saying of how things work. As you see the video, the actual plasma up and down, and you can see it right here how it's flowing. It's pulling in through the bottom and pushing out through the top. So this particular shape that we always see came out perfectly on the side of a little ceramic pot. And it just has to do with the plasma and the frequency it was at. Really cool, man. Oh man, now you're asking for the name. Ken Wheeler, magnet guy. Yeah, we need some dots for Gerald drawing. Totally awesome though, man. It was just cool the way that it came out. And there's more to this. I don't want to talk about it just yet, but I'm writing what I'm seeing here. There's other reasons for it. So let's see. I think I got one more picture of it. It could be wrong. And it doesn't look like much is going on here. What it actually is the area that's null. It won't let any of the plasma into it. You see where it's pushing in. Normally you'd see plasma going right to the edge, right? But there's a big null zone there. And then there's actual energy coming out from there. So what it actually is doing is just showing the null zone in there. Actually, I don't think so. I have been watching Ken for a long time, man. And I think I'm more in line with him than you think I am. The way he builds things out, the way the magnet works, dude, everything is pretty much the same. The way he sees anti-gravity or gravity, dude, it's just it's the same thing. I'm sorry. I just say it in a different way. And I trust me, man, I went through all of his big words and checked them out. I got it right. Yeah, watch out, man. That guy's pretty smart. I hope it's a good debunk, though. I'll watch it if you got it. Yeah, time for some 4D effects. Nice. Yeah, I don't if you didn't understand that I was saying just about the same thing Ken does, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's a different level only because I've seen more things built out than just the magnet. But just what I showed you right there in the plasma, it says the same thing he did. Right where the null zone is, right where the two sides are. Uh, it's right in line with all of them. Well, that's right. They do keep you doing that. No, I didn't cut that into there. There's more to it than meets the eye, to be honest with you. And it depends on the power source that you use. I'm using the wrong one, but there's a fortunate side to using the wrong one. You get a few more abnormalities than you normally would. Um, hmm, cool. Blows up water drops. It's awesome, man. Uh, saw the video of ETTC and the big top load firing fluorescent tubes green with no slow motion video. Nice. They're copying you then, man. They got the idea from you, huh? Nice. Daniel Foster? Is that who did the video? Well, yeah. I'll be honest with you, man. Some of the stuff that I see out there is right. Some of it's wrong. And I did take Toy Maker's suggestion, and I did go back and watch quite a bit of Dullard. And to be honest with you, if you wanted to find out how Tesla built his actual Tesla coil, I don't think there's anybody better. I really don't. One thing he does that I do not care for at all is he uses a little device for grounding, and I think it's a pressurized coil or something like that in a glass. I do not care for it, do not like it, do not agree with it, not in any way, shape, or form. You miss the point of some of these experiments completely. What he did to the Integratron, I do not like. He basically took what was a Slayer exciter in there and choked it. And instead of it resonating with your body like it's supposed to do, it is now choked. So it's only by specific frequency. Did not care for that at all. I think he was missing the point. On an electrical standpoint, on how to build something out, absolutely right. Absolutely right. But as a fringe person to look at what he's doing, it was wrong. It's the same thing with the water in the Colorado experiment where you replace the ground. To me, that's a big failure. Well, I did go back and watch quite a bit of it, and there's a lot that I agree with that he did. When we showed it a week ago, and we talked about his experience up in California, and they had that church and all the other music stuff. Yeah, it was really awesome, man. 100% agreed with him on that. Hmm. No, I didn't go over the one about the plasma crystals. I've been really busy all morning, to be honest with you, trying to get everything taken care of. The 1 megahertz Slayer exciter changed your mind? Changed my mind about what? Changed my mind or your mind? I dude, there's a connection between the Slayer and your body because your body has water, and as I've shown in every one of my experiments, you're having an effect on the water. Yeah. So, like it or not, man, your pores in your hands, the sweat glands, everything else, when you start playing in that water, yeah, water isn't the same as a one-way connection. It's a two-way street, if you know what I mean. Oh man. That dog, dude, I'll be honest with you, he seems like the coolest guy in the world. I probably have a great conversation with him. But yeah, I have no problem saying he's probably one of the best electricians and everything else I've ever seen. And everything he talks about. again, I just certain things, and as a Tesla patent enthusiast, you should be not so happy about that grounding coil that he uses. It ruins the effect, and he's missing some things by doing it. I know he doesn't think so, but he is. The pot, by the way, I have a Dremel, and I can cut it, or yeah, we could just buy different pots. I wanted to buy a sphere if I can find one. I know they usually have the hole in the top and the hole in the bottom. They're used for fountains and stuff. If I could find a sphere one, I wanted to try it too. You want to have a discussion about that video, John? If you could send it to me in the email, we'll play it. Hopefully, there's no music on it, and then I don't have a problem whatsoever doing that. Yeah, we saw the video, man. The orb you saw quartz. I think there's something special when we resonate quartz. I truly do. As a matter of fact, just the opposite. Oh my God. You got to remember he's doing things based on an electrical perspective. And I agree with that. Okay. The problem is, and this is what I don't think everybody grasps. In one system, I go through 5 different electrical processes and switch each time I'm doing it. So I can identify them each time I do it. That's the problem. I'm not staying in the same one you started with. Just like in a DC flyback, there's no DC energy in it when you get past the closed loop part of it. It just isn't. You're dealing with, a potential energy. And I'm 100% right in that, because when you convert it back, it converts exactly the same as potential. So I don't feel bad about the words I'm using, because I'm using descriptive words. And yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to use all their words, because some of them, when you get to different parts of engineering in it, it's not going to be the same. If I told you it was a DC flyback, okay, and I told you it was DC energy coming out of it, I would be a liar. I would be lying right to your face. No questions about it. I'd be lying to you. But if I told you that it comes out and then you get a high voltage potential out of it and you get a magnetic field out of the other side, I'm 100% right. I'm 100% right. So I don't know what to tell people there. You may not like the way I categorize the words, but they're right, because they're descriptive. Because you're not getting what you think you're getting. AC flybacks, they put out a magnetic field on both sides. They're both equal to each other. They're both at the same frequency. You're not getting AC or DC voltage out of it. You're putting a DC pulse into it, and you're getting out a magnetic field from each side, just like you'd have your grounding in your DC flyback. That's why it's so hard. Then what do you call it when you take your Tesla coil field and apply it to your DC flyback? Now what's the energy called? You want me to call it DC? Because that's wrong. I'd be lying to you. It's a mix of the energies. The Tesla coil energy, it's a mix of the flyback energy, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. And if I just said DC, you'd be lost. When you go to build it again, you're going to be cussing at me, because you're going to say that was in no way DC. And it isn't. I'm sorry, but I don't regret the words that I said or how silly you think I sound or anything else. Fields they use all the time, man. And every single thing that they talk about in physics, they talk about fields. Then they start talking about electrons, which nobody can prove is there. So, no, I don't feel bad. Not one bit. Should I say field flip? No, maybe probably not. Should I say changing the field and explain exactly what the field is? Sure. I go with that. Saying it in the term that you start out with in what you're putting in and then getting to the end is wrong because it's not true. Right on, ADX, brother. I appreciate you, my friend. Taking care of me again. Oh. Using the term Tesla coil field is very non-descriptive. Well, let me ask you this, okay? I'm sure you know the patent. Is there any patent for the coil that I use? Just to throw it out there question, is there any patent for the Tesla coil that I use? We know it's not a Tesla coil. We both know that. We're both pretty much up front. It does not fit the configuration whatsoever. Not in one single bit. The Tesla coil that we averagely think of as a Tesla coil is not a Tesla coil. It's the Odin coil or Odin, however you want to say it. It's not the same. We're applying the patents from Tesla to it. It's wrong. They work differently. Do you want me to say it's an RF field? What if it's not? See, that's the problem with it. What if it's not? Everything is described in Tesla's work as Tesla's coil. Therefore, the words that come out of his mouth describe what he did. You see, well, how do I know what's coming out of this thing? It's a lot different. Everybody talks about the static effect. Well, in the original Tesla coil, there is a static effect. In this one, there's not. What do you want to call it? That field is always the ether. I mean, we all agree with that. I mean, look, we're sitting in the dielectric part of the ether. Okay, let's just face what it is. It's too far apart between the magnetic and the top field that goes up there and the high voltage side. It's for us to interact with it. So when you get like your anode and your cathode and they're far apart, this is the area that we're in. You're not in the part where it hisses. You're not in the part where it sparks. You're in the part where there's too much distance. When there's too much distance, it's still present. It's still flowing, but you can't interact with it. That's what we're in. What it does is it adds density to us. Okay, takes your mass, adds density, you get pushed down. All the way across the board. That's what it is. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. I don't have a problem saying that because I know exactly what it is. We're in an energy field we can't interact with. Magnetodielectric is the proper term. Magneto because the number one coil. It is magnetized, the DC pulse. Dielectric is the high voltage field, is what you're saying. Okay. There's no pull in quartz. You didn't see the magnetic part of the field in quartz? Well, to put that one to the test, I got some good magnets. Make sure you have the same size magnet. He had a big one. It was like 1 inch by 1 inch, 1 inch cube. If I'm not mistaken, in that video, and like it was pretty big. So just make sure you have the same size one when you debunk it. That's all I would say. Right on, brother. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Nice. I don't know. Is that really true that he doesn't believe it's real stuff? He doesn't believe in Oregon energy? because that would be surprising the way he sees everything. Nice. You asked him first, huh? No, I think he likes when people try to debunk him because then he gets to make another video about you debunking him. I don't know that it bothers him that much. To be honest with you, it doesn't seem so. Hmm. Let me see. We'll be testing that by Wednesday. It's the Utron is dry, but I don't think it's fully cured. So I'm gonna give it an extra day or so because I don't want to get this far and just ruin it because I'm impatient by a day. But yes, we'll be trying it by Wednesday. I'm gonna start in the morning and just run secondaries on it, or excuse me, primaries on it until I can get it to run. Yeah, I have noticed they all been plugged into power. John Hutchinson's rebuilt the arc, added external power to it. Yeah, there's a special self-run state you got to get to in Resonance. I'm almost there. I'm not there yet. You can call it looping, you can call it what you want, but there's a special state you got to get into. You got to build it out and build it back in. And you'll know when you get there, okay, so because you're turning the power up, right? When you turn on the first one, and the first coil responds. So what's going on is it starts resonating at the same frequency. Then the next one resonates at the same frequency again. So when you start building things out like that and then resonate at the same frequency, it means it wants to go back to the original coil and resonate it at the same frequency. So you keep turning down the amount of power you got going into it, right? Now you can get it to the point of self run if the coil that you primarily built is the same frequency as the other one. See, that's the problem. Is generally the frequency in resonance is different than the frequency in the other coils. So you have to play a game on it. You have to put capacitance in it in order to equal it or level it on one of the sides. So as soon as you can get that to do that, then you can get to self run. I haven't gotten to that point yet. And I got some of the best cap banks out there to do this. It's very hard to get that number exactly right. But as it builds out, what happens is everything is running and it has continuous power, right? But it's all done by frequency. So as these start to run out here, it starts to bounce back the frequency to the center one. And once you can get that sucker to be the same as the other ones, you're going to get the loop. Okay, you're going to get the loop. And remember, we're not talking like two coils here. I'm talking like you got like 6 of them out here. You could have 6 more out here or double that to 12. I'm talking a lot of coils. It takes a lot of energy to push it back into the center. And I have a feeling that that's how everything is entangled. That as soon as we get it to self run, it's independent of everything else and it constantly produces power. Just have a gut feeling that's the way it's going to work. Harmonic 0 point. Well, that's pretty cool. I'll have to remember that. 150-pound pull force. Okay. You've been watching Ken for about 10 years? Well, I'll be honest with you, Toymaker. I just watched like 5 of his videos, and I can't imagine in the last 5 videos, man, that I just watched. I watched Gravity. We watched the black. I forget what the name of it is, but it's like the Black Mirror kind of thing. Watched that one. I watched his. What else? His video on his magnets. I checked out 3 of those. and bought some of that bug juice stuff, the mouse juice or whatever it was, the same one he got. I bought some of that so I can see the same thing. What other one did I watch? He was talking about fields, and yes, he does use the word fields quite a bit. I was watching a lot of those. Yeah, I'm not too far out of where he is. And the only things we differ on is the things that I built and the things that he's done with magnets. It's where it crosses a little bit because I haven't seen what he does in person to see it, and he obviously has no idea what I did. So, are you spinning the neutron between a magnet with positive and negative poles? What I'm going to do is first thing I'm just going to run it as a Tesla coil, as a bipolar Tesla coil. It gives it to start up, see what kind of energy comes out of it. Step two in this process, after I do that, we run an AC DC, see which one it works good on, see what it does. Check the fields on everything because it's got different angles on it. The fields should come out in different directions, maybe not. Maybe there'll be some null zones going on where things won't light up. Kind of I'm hoping for. Um, and then we can spin it and rotate it. Since it requires no attachment as a ground wire or anything like that because it's bipolar, we can spin the daylights out of this thing and see what we get. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm going. Yeah, make it set up and see how he saw his answers. I think that's the best way to go. Kind of seeing it just on video probably isn't the same as seeing it in person. I'll say that with it. You chart is a mini planet with a liquid core. Well, the original one is aluminum, so you get eddy currents building up in there. In the inside, they say it's mercury. Sometimes they say it's liquid. Um, in listening to them, again, it's not the original guy, so you didn't get Otis D. Carr on his words on it. You got Ralph Ring, and he was talking about it. He said the liquid in there he didn't think was doing much. I disagree because the eddy currents and some of the fields and some of the energy he was using, and what looked like a Utron built out of wire in the center of that device on the OTCX1, it looks like a wound Utron. Could it be something different? Sure, but that's what it looked like. And since he is tapping the center of it down to the bottom, it looks like it runs a motor at the top. It looks like it goes into the frame itself and gets over to the power sources. So knowing the way this thing runs with something down the center of it, it may have a very significant effect on how the shell is actually done. So yeah, I don't disagree on what the Utron is, though. It's a little device on the outside. I understand that it's aluminum. I understand that it just has the same shape. That's why I called it that. That was it. No other particular importance to that. Can you please do an experiment for me? What is it you would like me to do, Toymaker? Yeah, it had liquid in there. I don't know if it was mercury though, because sometimes, like I said, back and forth they went. Last time it was like a water. To be honest with you, is what I thought it was. That's what I heard several times. I could be mistaken. Uh, build the capacitance in the coils. Hmm. You do need capacitors to hit the right frequency sometimes. Slayer Sire needs no capacitors whatsoever, but the ZVS does. Um, but then again, sometimes it doesn't. Sean ran into one where it didn't need it at all based on the geometry because had like self capacitance in it. I, I haven't run across it yet, so I don't know. No, it's not that. If he sees the dielectric going down from the sky, he must know that there's Oregon energy there. You guys call it Oregon energy. He calls it a dielectric. If from everything that I've seen of him, he thinks the same thing I do on that there's a dielectric that goes down to the ground. Therefore, he must know about Oregon energy and he must understand it's there. He calls it a dielectric, though. So, but I don't think he's that far out of line. I wouldn't understand why he wouldn't. Knowing that all you're doing when you have the pipe at an angle is catching the dielectric. That's it. That's all you're doing. They called it the magnetic portion. No, it's not. It could make a magnetic portion in the pipe, but it's the dielectric. Um, Capacitance coil is equal to surface area exposed to the other plate or wire. It may be in a state where it doesn't need it because each side's equal. I won't know until I do it. You want to calculate the null zone. So when you say calculate the null zone, obviously you're looking at a math formula, but I'm trying to figure out frequency or just how much energy it's producing. Because I can hook the oscilloscope over to it, but I don't mind doing it. If you have some kind of formula you want me to look at, see what the parts are you want to incorporate in there, let me know. Hmm. You guys going back and forth a little bit. Sorry. Okay, you guys disagree with each other. It's all good to have open discussion. What's up, Papa Bill? Run on, brother. Fecal equals ether modality. Modality. Okay. I'll look it up. Make sure I star that. I'll look it up. Like ice water. See, I figured that's what you're talking about. Joe talks about that all the time. Ice water, steam, they're all the same thing. It just matters what state that they're in at the time. Well, that's all the center is. You know that, right? It all matters what state you're in. You're just in an impulse. That's the difference. So it creates more of an Earth-like energy. It does the same thing. Let me just say it that way and be very clear. The energy that surrounds us right now is holding back our high voltage projects from shooting everywhere. Well, that's all the energy down the center does. It holds back the energy from shooting everywhere. It's just it's just an amplified form of it. That's it. A concentrated dose. It's a structured field that goes around. I said field again. It's a structured bubble. It's structured energy. It's holding it in. I mean, I don't know how you want me to define that because it's going to be just outside energy that's the opposite of the form that's on the inside. I call it negative energy. You can call it cold energy. You can call it radiation. You can call it the small nuclear force. The inside of most of these things has a strong nuclear force. It builds out to be, when compressed, to the weak nuclear force on the outside. You can call it that. It holds in the other energies that are there. That's what it does. There's no question that's what it does. It's an impulse. Field is just an ether in a different state. Well, yeah, but we got to define it as something. And, I don't want to come up with highfalutin words, but if you say magneticism is ether, high voltage is the ether, it's the dielectric, magnetism is the dielectric, magnetism is the ether, then radiation's the ether, everything's the ether. It all builds out from the same source. It's the way it builds out and the amplification of each side of it that is actually what we're defining. That's why I like to use general terms like field. You place liquid gallium inside of a capacitor core in his last orgonite pyramid prototype and left at the lowest frequency. It built up the energy and started shooting out higher energies. Well, that's pretty cool. Pancake coil capacitance. That's true. You could use that. That's what they used the Otis T car. It's kind of like that, except for theirs is the big capacitor that went around both sides of it. And I honestly, man, it seems like running a Tesla coil. They have capacitance. They go into a coil. It goes out and it starts running the rest of the craft. And because they're taking the center of it, that's where the rod is. Then they're taking the part that matches the energy of the Earth itself. And once you isolate it, amplify it, thickens the area on the outside of it. Okay, thickens the outside of the bubble. Oh, Kim would never use the word quantum. No, he does not like the word quantum. I can tell you that. That's true. That is very much true. He thinks, okay, so let's see what it says. He basically said that they're all the same thing. They're just built out in different sizes. Basically what he's saying. But in order to do that, you must change the energy amplitudes in each one to get them to build out in those sizes. It is the same energy. There's no question about that. All of it's the same energy. I don't know how many times I said that. I've been on my podcast every day saying it's the same energy. It's all ether energy. It's just the amplitude of each part that you amplify. That's it. Whether you're amplifying the distance, okay, whether you're amplifying the dielectric, whether you're amplifying the magnetic. It's all about how much you put into each, how much pressure, how much, everything else that you put into it. It all makes a factor of what it changes into. That's why you see it just a little bit different. Right on, brother. Yeah, I saw yours, man. Papa Bale, by the way, if you haven't seen it, man, he does this cool Utron. Really awesome to see, by the way. He's got, looks like 1 inch by 1 inch cube magnets in there. And he's got them spaced in the center of this thing, man. And he does this cool thing. So he puts two magnets down. They look like microwave magnets. Two on top of each other. He gets the right height. Then the thing, because it has the magnets on the inside of the Utron in the center belt part, it actually floats. The thing floats like this, man. It's totally trick. And then, boom, he hits it with that pulse, and this thing starts spinning, man. He took a marker the other day. He put it right on it. Whoop! It made that bitchin' spiral pattern, man. Totally got me. Totally got me. Oh, man. Here we go. Everybody's got different beliefs on other things. Oh, The beef is with quartz and magnets. I got some quartz. I'll check that out as well. I don't know if I have a high enough power magnet. You used a pretty high power magnet. You got to remember that. The proper term, dielectric, is the proper term for the A field. Okay. The A field and the B field is your magnetic. Okay. I won't argue with you in that configuration, because you're right. I'll have to get that plugged into my head. So what do you call the inside of the Tesla coil then, if you have that? You got an A field, a B field. Is it the C field? I mean, let me know. Man, all the energy's out there, by the way. That orgone energy is real. You have to understand it in the way that Eighth says it works. And if you've ever seen all those little buildings they had, and they layer things of different types of soil and different types of things that are in it with different minerals in it, he's 100% right. And then the inside of those things have frequency inside of them, and they resonate inside of it when you do your voice. It echoes. There's chambers in there. It's building out the energy. It's just amplifying a little bit in that area. That's what it's doing. He's 100% right. They've been using that kind of energy to grow plants for a long time. It helps them out. You can email me all the time, brother. Here, I'll put it in here. I'll just say this, toy maker, just so you understand. Yelling at me in the beginning or talking down to me in the beginning before you get your point across, probably not a good idea. Better off just stating what's going on. I appreciate that more. So, but that's all good, baby. All past it. Doesn't really matter. Hmm. Well, I agree with you there. I know why you want to calculate. I know what's going on. Let me just say this. That's why it's entanglement. Because every coil past the main pillar builds out with a null zone in the center and bipolar. Got a vortex coming out of top and bottom. You could just follow the winding and go see where the plasma goes. It goes out both sides of it. When you put the light to it, the center of it is null. There is no thing to light up your light bulb in the center of it. On every single coil that's out there with just winding. And with coil with just winding on it, it is literally the guitar string. You never pluck the guitar string in resonance. You turn it on based on your pillar coil, which is just like your tuning fork. The tuning fork does work just like this. Puts the frequency in the winding of the coil that's out there. It's just a number 2 coil by itself. That is your string. It activates the string in it by adding one frequency from your pillar to the other frequency in it. And then it builds out the 2, just like the tuning fork, with a null zone in the center, plasma coming out both sides. It's why everything is entangled. Every single time you look at it, it's building out the same thing. The problem is the coils aren't in the exact geometry that they need for everybody to see it perfectly. That's why you want to know. That's why string theory is almost right. They have to start with resonance first, not just plucking strings. Resonance is the main part of string theory. That it frustrates the living daylights out of me, by the way, just to see him plucking strings without talking about resonance or what it is. Because there's no reason to have the energy without it. There is no energy without it. And the other side of that, by the way, is mass. That's what they haven't figured out. The other side of that's mass. The more mass that you have on it, the more energy that's being produced. It gives you more and more energy when you have mass attached to it. That's it. That's you can count. You probably see it in every planet. The size of it tells you exactly how much energy is in it, and it's based on that null zone and how it builds out and how that energy impacts it. I know exactly how it works. Matter of fact, I did a lot of videos on it showing it, how the negative works in your system. That's why Baller it bothered me when Dollar did that, by the way, because I know it's there. I know he's missing something. It holds it all inside the bubble and keeps it on the outside. So let me explain how this bubble thing works. Okay. You got to understand how the energy is flowing. Your positive energy is pushing out heat, pushing out everything else, right? We all know that. Okay. Any kind of high voltage field or magnetic field inside, they're going to push out a little bit of heat. Okay. When they're spinning around and everything else, not so much the voltage will be very low. Okay. But the magnetic part's going to be putting out some heat. When you go to the other side of it, it's not a there's not a lot of heat in it. It's a different form of energy. It's like kind of like the hot air balloon concept. The hot air balloon has a lot of heat. On the outside, the atmosphere is fairly cold, especially when they go up high. So it tends to push against it. When it pushes against it, it allows your hot air balloon to lift. Okay, that's all it's doing. It's just pushing against it. It's the field of the Earth already working in your favor. It's already pushing against it. It's not hot. It's actually fairly cold because of the distance between the anode and cathode. That's why it's fairly cold. That's just high voltage, exactly how it works. It's working in the same exact manner. Why would the inside of the coil match what's going on in the earth? It's because how the energy goes. In a positive energy system, you're pushing it through, you're pushing it through, you're pushing it through. In a negative energy system, you're pulling it in. You're pulling it in. The more mass that's on the other side, the more light bulbs, or whatever you want to say it, it's pulling the energy to it. It's sucking it in. Okay? That's the difference. So when you get the outside field, it's sucking it in. You get the inside field, which is pushing it out. Now they start to feed off of each other. And that's how it works. They literally feed off of each other. That's why it's self sustaining. They use the same energy, they're recycling it. But because the dielectric itself doesn't have a lot of heat in it, you do not get a lot of hysteresis. And anytime that there is heat in the center with the magnetic part of it, it'll be stayed inside of it. It's not allowing it outside the little bubble. I've done the test. That's the way it's working. What's up, Sean? Right on, brother. Nice to see you here, my friend. Sean's doing awesome work. Taking care of business, man. Oh, it absolutely works in the it's the three fields. It goes back to biblical times, it's three fields. And they do create a dielectric field in there that is sorry. Wow. It creates time dilation. That's 100% a fact. So there's weird anomalies that goes on when you create time dilation. How you can go below water and never lose speed, it's based on the outside field. You're not technically in Earth's gravity anymore. You're in your own gravitational field. It just sees the air and the water as a viscosity difference. They go right through it like butter. Yeah, it's just the energy difference. It's what the energy is. It's how it builds out, how it pulls, how it pushes, how it's working within each other. Yeah, you're not going to distort nature much with these things. Yeah, I see. I know everybody has a different perspective on how they see things. Yeah, mainstream science has everybody programmed pretty well. Yeah. Well, you guys have heard me say it a million times. The test wins. The test wins. It just does. There's no getting around that. There's no seeing it any different. The test wins. So you have theory all day long. As soon as you see the testing and how it worked out, it doesn't. And that's what you got to accept. Now, we may define it differently in seeing the same object or saying the same thing. I agree with that. I know a lot of people would say different words than I do, and that's okay. That's why I show the test. You can write down any word you want. You put me on mute for all I care. You know what I mean? Just watch the video and see the test. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? Just seeing where everything goes, where everything's connected. You know what I mean? And if you take it with a grain of salt that my words aren't going to be yours, then the videos are very helpful in bringing out your theory to life. Because even if the words don't match, you say, "Oh, hold on, he's doing this, so then it means this." And if I'm telling you in certain things that they're not there, even though they say they're there, I'm being trying to be honest with you. The last thing I want to do is send you down the wrong road. If I tell you that field is doing that, it holds in the energy, it's holding in the energy because I've seen it right in front of my face. It can push the energy across the room or it can hold it in. I've seen it do it. I've done it multiple times. I can continue to do it. I can do it live in front of somebody. It absolutely works that way. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call the inside. Well, that I'm just trying to give you a name. I don't know what you want to call the inside of the field. I just called it an impulse. The inside of the Tesla coil I called an impulse. You said A field for one, B field for the next one in line C. That's all I was saying. That's all. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. We probably have a null zone in the center of our planet. You don't have a black hole. Though I'll be honest with you, is there really a lot of difference? I mean, it's a definition of the word, I guess, that would be the difference. It's creating an area with nothing but all the energy surrounds it. And it builds out in a vortex on top and bottom. Does that match a black hole? Maybe not. Not in the way that you may see a black hole, but it's more of a null zone, to be very honest with you. Mm. Yeah, you're welcome to bet all the liquid metal you want, man. I don't play with liquid metals. I I don't do everything safety protocol. If you want to do that, we'll have to have it in the lab. You got kids running around, man. You got your family. You don't want to play with that stuff with high voltage, not unless you're in a lab where it's contained and you have the proper protocols. Oh, It's only made out of 2 different fields, so there is no C field. There's the reverse of every field. You know that, right? I mean, you got to know that. There's 2 sides to all of it. It's a mirror effect. There's 2 sides to everything. So that's why physics doesn't understand it. Does the null zone change with the length of the single wire? It's always in the dead center. It's always in the center. Always. And unless you change the geometry, then the null zone will build out and it can absolutely build into a boson shape. If I'm not mistaken, and you can go back and check the live we did and Sean's sphere coil, the Death Star, he was mapping out where the zones are. And he had right in the center of it a boson. Now, I'm just saying the shape, okay? So don't freak out on me on what it actually term mean. I'm just trying to describe the shape so you have it, okay? It made the exact shape in the null zone. So it doesn't always just build out in the center. It depends on the geometry of your coil. That's why we're looking into the geometries of coils so we can look for where things are building out and how they're doing it. In a planet, it's going to be a bit different than it is in a cylinder coil. And if I'm not mistaken, and I just watched Ken yesterday, he said that you had the flat part and then you had the let's see if I can remember exactly what he called it. He called it an hourglass. That's what he was showing. I disagree in one part. That flat plane, like he's saying, I don't know that it's built on that line. They may be opposite of one another. And I'm not for sure on this, okay? Because that flat plane matches how the field actually flows and it goes inside and out when you actually do it in voltage. But then that the boson structure, or the hourglass, if you want to call it that, tends to go in the opposite way. It could just be different way of seeing it. Okay. That's the part that gets me, because when we build it out in the voltages, it shows one way. You build it out in the null zone, it still comes out. You know what I mean? Because the null zone comes out from it like this. So you're still getting that shape around it. So even though it's in the dead center of it, it may not be a sphere. That's all I'm saying. And it may depend heavily on other factors. So, yeah. Right. I'm close to having it done. I've written a lot on resonance. And I'll have to go back and change some wording. I already know that. But I've written a ton on it. I got notebook after notebook on this stuff, and high voltage and how it actually works. And it's completely different than what you would think it would be, because it's all the same energy. But it's how it breaks out and how much amplitude each one has. And I've said that a lot. You have a short video, Sean? What you're talking about? Hold on. Give me a second. I'll pull up Facebook here and see what Sean's got going on. Okay, it says this video is not secret. Just watching it real quick. Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure it doesn't mess with his other work. I want him to be able to, do what he wanted to do. Are you sure this one's okay to play, Sean? Okay, he said it's all right. All right. Look at that. That's pretty. You can see the swirl right in it, man. That's awesome. That's right, Papa Bill. Right on, Paul. I try to answer everything, man. Paul's my neighbor, man. Cool guy. Thank you for that, Sean. Dude, this is awesome, man. It goes right to what Ken says is that you're putting the electricity in the dielectric area or the null zone of it. Yeah, I agree with you. The center of the planet's probably a null zone. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. This is cool, Shauna. I like this, man. Filmmaker says he's not focused on the null zones on the single wire outside the test coil. You just want the inside. There's no really a good way to define it except for to outline what the outside shows you. If it showed me nothing on the outside, I'll say this: the null zone goes to the outside. So you would have to say that it, for lack of a better term, man, it just goes like this and creates an area on the outside. That means on the inside, it's got to be focus ball. The Rav always wins. I'll tell you that right now. Sean, by the way, is super smart. Don't ever let him fool you. He's got a lot of this stuff going on, man, and yeah, he's probably gonna pass on all his knowledge at some point. It was an oily wood. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, the white's where the most current is. That's for sure. Man, yeah, that the original Tesla coil is a lot different. A lot of things. Yeah, I know it is. Nice. There you go. Man, Dead Fish Man loves that crystal being thrown in there. I love it. Uh okay, you guys got your own private conversation on the wood. By the way, I used to be a cabinet maker, man. I love wood. Absolutely love it. Love maple, man. Cherry. Both of those two come out really good. I like staining the wood gray, painting the inside where you put the grooves in black. That's always cool. Or you do maple with the little rivets cut out of them, or the little lines, if you want to call them. You cut those out. You paint those black on the inside, man, against that clear maple. Man, it's beautiful. Cedar, if I'm not mistaken, you get moss with cedar. Pine's a little bit weak. It leaves a lot of dents. I love using pine though. It's on my island in my kitchen. But yeah, it leaves some dents. Don't use a lot of spruce. Sean says to throw some crystal in there for you. Right on. Got a lot of proof. Right on, brother. Hey, I'm all for it, man. Put that crystal in there. If you're up to me, man, we'd be lighting up crystals like daylight every day. We just got to get the right answer first. Is it really? I don't know if you're making fun there or just saying that. Sounds interesting though. Oh, right on, brother. Right on, man. Yeah, I own my own cabinet shop, man. I did that for a little while and said, "No, not for me. I'm out." My dad did it. My brother did it. One of my other brothers is a painter. My other brother's an electrician. And I had my own cabinet shop, but I said, "Dude, I got to get out of this. It wasn't good. I just didn't want to be in it anymore. We've been doing it for too long. I've been doing it since I was a kid." My mom was working on wire projects, and we had to do all those. And then my dad owned a cabinet shop, so we had to go do that. Let me tell you, there was no time after school. If they didn't teach you in school, man, we didn't learn it. Okay, I didn't do homework, but I can get up to the board and do math as fast as I can write it, and I could pass every test. I only need to read it once. Hmm. Find the. Do you want to? You want to see the other video, Sean, that you sent me? Sorry, Sean's the man. Yeah, he is. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Sean threw me for a curveball this morning. He's gonna hopefully, and I won't speak for him. Um, oh, it was the one the other day. That's when I was talking about, not the picture, but the video before that. So anyway, he'll let me know. I hope he writes a paper on it, man. He gets published, and he gets all the credit in the world for everything he's done. He's put a lot of hard work into this, and I hope it works out really well for him. And then we can all have a good time talking about it. Mm. You're about to do 20 or so wooden paddles. Well, I don't know if that sounds like a good thing or a bad thing. My, my, my dad gave the teacher a wooden paddle one time, and he's the first one that got whacked with it. And then we, my brothers thought it was a smart idea. Hey, let me give my mom a wooden paddle, but let's put a hole in the center until it's more aerodynamic. Yeah, that didn't work out for any of us. Let me just tell you that right now. Yeah, right on, brother. Right on. Yeah, get whoopings with a paddle. We put a hole in and gave it to her, man. What kind of morons were we? What were we thinking? Oh, makes paddles in New York. Oh man, no, not New York. NC, different. Sorry. Oh man. Hmm, nice. So many things we did as a kid, man. We were in the backyard with my dad's tools when he wasn't there, right? Cabinet maker got all these nail guns and belt sanders and stuff like that. Sean, you're awesome, brother. Thank you very much for that, man. I appreciate it. So we're in the backyard, and my brother sits on the belt sander, and he's riding this thing around the yard. Funniest thing, we're taking the saw blades, man, throwing them at the trees like they're ninja stars. My dad would have been so pissed, man. And then my brother goes over the nail gun. So he takes the nail gun, takes a safety on it, and he ties it back, right? And so this thing's lethal. And it's like a 16 penny nail gun, man. And he's shooting around trying to get this beetle, right? So he's shooting into the dirt a couple times. He misses and misses and misses it. And it finally landed on his foot, man. And he shot and it went right through his foot. So now he's sitting there, man, with the nail in his foot. It's stuck to the ground. Okay. And he's screaming like crazy. So my other brother, my older brother, he goes, hey, I got it, man. We'll go in and we'll get my dad's booze cabinet, man. And we'll put some alcohol in it. And he goes, okay, so they break into there. They took some of his booze, man. They're throwing alcohol in it. None of them think, hey, maybe it might be a good idea to tell our parents that, hey, something bad happened and we need to go to the hospital and get this nail pulled out. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, man, it's the funniest thing in the world to see that. He denies it to this day, but we all saw it, man. We were sitting right there. You don't play with that kind of stuff, man. See, there you go. You staple the palm of your hand, got mad and slid it in your hand. Dude, I shot my finger a couple times. I went over to my father-in-law. I had a nail sticking out of my finger. I gave him some pliers and I said, hey, you mind pulling this out for me? It's just, I mean, dude, I'm old school, man. You know what I mean? You get that kind of thing that happens. You just, whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Oh, yeah. The school teachers back then were ruthless, man. You used to call one of them Godzilla. Oh, yeah, it hurts worse coming out, that's for sure. Oh, oh, you got okay. Well, that makes more sense than what you guys are talking about. You got a 16 penny nail in the face. Oh my god. You didn't figure it out to the next day? Dude, that's like oblivious to pain right there. That's terrible. Oh man. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I get you, man. I missed out. See, I got in after they stopped spanking kids. Okay. My brother wasn't putting up with it, man. He got in there and they wanted to spank him. Yeah, you gotta understand, man. I'm a big guy. My brother's a lot bigger than I am. He looks like Steve Austin, man. He's huge. They weren't spanking him. No way, man. He wasn't putting up with that for anything. When I got older, man, they just sent me home. They just said they didn't even bother calling my mom anymore. Just go home, Nathan. Just go home. Funny, man. Yeah, you missed it too. Nice. Oh, ruler on the knuckles. Ooh, that's bad. We're gonna okay. Look, if it works, then I will break it down all the way like Plasma Channel did it, and I'll show you the 3D prints. I'll show you the winding of it and everything else. Usually, I do a build video like I do on my Tesla coils and the switching thing, capacitor switching bank. I did that one. I usually wait until I make sure things work. No sense in giving the information if it dies. So yeah, absolutely. I give all the information out, and usually I release the STLs. For people who watch my channel, they can find them. For everybody else, I'll put it on my other stuff. They can purchase them. But for you know, anytime anyone emails me, I'll send it to you. Um, Same. Your sister saw it. We all get in trouble, man. Every last one of it. It's a rebel in us. My mom would tell me stories. They go get a switch off the tree. You know what I mean? And then you bring it in and they whoop you with it. Old days, man. They're ruthless. I mean, you imagine spanking a kid in school today, man? Oh, you'd be arrested. Wow. You got some cool stuff going on with wood in here. Yeah, don't be so sure that you're not getting a little bit of capacitance out of the outside of the, like you said, the oils and stuff. I think there's a whole different design that's going on in that thing, by the way. And it was oh man, Mount Sinai. And the granite that comes out of it has a bit of a nuclear signature too, doesn't it? Something like that. So you have to wonder if there was more energy in it coming out, which would be interesting. So maybe it didn't, maybe it did. It'd be interesting to find out. Glass, ceramics, PVC, plexiglass, etc. Good insulators. Yeah, yeah. The glass is a good insulator. I saw that one for sure. It's not very good at capacitance. That's for sure. Yep, the '80s. Oh man, the '80s is a fun time, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. One of the best times of my life was the '80s. Everything's so much easier. People didn't get on each other like they do now, man. It was a little more free flowing. I mean, we got the Bundys back then. Now you can't even watch that on TV without somebody being offended. Oh man, all the jokes he told. Oh, dude, they need a show like that now. I'm getting tired of walking in and seeing my wife watching Housewives. Oh, yeah, I never saw a UFO either, man. Right there with you. Got it, flakes. Knee capacitors say Sears on that. How old they are. Found them in your grandfather's leftover stuff from your garage. Nice. Back when Sears used to make cool things before they went out of business. Dude, I still miss electronic stores. I wish they had them around here. They took them pretty much out of California. No, I shouldn't say that because you go down towards Long Beach and stuff over there, you'll find some. But in my neck of the woods, man, in the valley, there's nothing. And I'm not driving all the way out there and dealing with that traffic and noise and all those problems. No, thank you. Yeah, cartoons are back then were awesome too. Absolutely. I mean, how many times did we see the Acme rocket with the Roadrunner? Getting Wile E. Coyote, man. Oh, I miss those days, man. And then they start to come out with movies, man, and you wish they would stop because they're getting it all wrong. Like back in my day, man, Thundercats was a cool show, right? But every time I see the new thing that comes out on them, man, I want to vomit. It's not the same at all. It's like, please do not make an action movie out of that. Please don't do it because it already looks bad. Like when they made He-Man in the '80s into an action thing and Dolph Lundgren, and you're like, please don't do that because they wouldn't make Skeletor right, and they didn't. It looked horrible. They don't need air traffic control lighting. Love it. Oh, Johnny Quest, yeah, yeah, man. Back in the day, remember? Oh, the little lions, Voltron. That was an old school one. You used to watch New Shogun. No, I haven't seen that. I seen the one with David Carradine. I think it was the old school one, or that was probably named something else. New Shogun. Shogun. That's oh my god. I did watch part of that. I think I got through like 6 or 7 episodes of it. It was really well put together. If I'm thinking of the same thing, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of something else before. Yeah, Voltron, right there. Voltron was cool just because they were lions and they connected together. 88 or 89, yeah. Oh yeah, Power Rangers, man. That was awful. Dude, my kids loved that. It was awful. It was like they would watch that. Barney, Phineas and Ferb was okay. And then it was oh, what else? Uh Wizards of Waverly Place. They would watch that. That one was okay. That one wasn't that bad. So much different, man. Sitcoms are different. Everything was different. Yeah. Dude, they were cringe. By the way, I think Simon Cowell made a lot of money off that song. Astro Boy, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of those out there, man. I saw that. One on a boat. One took his own. Yeah, I saw that. Right on, John. We'll see you later, brother. Oh, dude, I remember playing Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. You had to have a good storyteller in the group, man. Definitely had to have that, or else it was pretty bad. Samurai Pizza Cats. No, I didn't see that. My son has me watching anime with him, and we watch quite a few different ones, man. But no cats. We watch a guy with scissors all the time. He turns into an awesome samurai guy when he gets his head screwed up. That one was cool. I don't remember the name of that though. Um, John says he loves going down memory lane. Dude, we had some cool stuff, man. Samamoto, maybe that is what it's called. I don't know. My son would be able to tell you. I just remember parts of the show, man. Yeah, Samurai Pizza Cat sounds awesome. Hillbillies, Beverly Hillbillies. Oh, dude, yeah. Okay, let me be honest with you, man. Sometimes back in the day, we do some things today and reminds everybody of the hillbillies, bro. When you start strapping down that load in the back of your truck and you start putting the furniture way up high, yeah, you're getting some Beverly Hillbilly stuff right there, man. You start doing the theme song and you know what I mean, and everything. It all kind of falls in line. Oh my god, you restructured a corpse yesterday. Oh wow. Yeah, definitely the hillbillies. Right on, Sean. Have a good night, brother. Oh man. Prisoners in Berlin. I don't think we got that one. There was a show that I watched with my son with anime, and they had prisoners that had a map on their body, a tattooed, and they go around and they'd take out that person and take the skin for the tattoo, and it all made one big treasure map. I watched that one. Flight of the Navigator. That's old school, brother. Matter of fact, I just saw that on TV that they on one of the things that they were showing that again, the movie. Yeah, that little kid, that little eyeball thing came out or something like that. I remember that. The ship was looking cool, man. That'd be a cool ship today, man, if you saw that. Didn't see Sergeant Schultz. Hogan's Heroes, I remember that. Dude, that was funny. Like America's Funniest Home Videos as well. Yeah, back in the day, man, people doing stupid stuff. My wife caught me one time. I was out there in the backyard with a vacuum cleaner, and there was a bunch of bees out there, man, and they were all swirling and go away. So I'm out there sucking them up with the vacuum, dude. She's just laughing inside the house, having a great old time, man. I didn't care. I'm thinking, man, I don't want these things near me. I'm just gonna keep sucking them up. Oh, it was funny. Never ending story. Watch that one. Yeah, the dog dragon thing that he rode on all the time. Yeah, watch that a bunch. Now I don't remember the sea monster one. Um, Starsky and Hutch. That's an old one, man. What, 70s in that one? Maybe early 80s. Land of the Lost. Oh yeah. The green guys. They go back and make fun of that now, dude. When they do that. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man. Oh, so gotcha. It's in Hogan's Heroes. Oh, yeah. What is that one show, man? The biggest dickest, biggest dickest. Oh, that one got me, man. The other day, I saw it on there and I had to click on it. Old school, man. Old school. Dude, Family Guy, when they had the Predator out there, he's telling them about the body heat, and then all of a sudden you see it from the Predator's view, and you see him farting, man, and all the green gas is going around him, and then his fucking buddies are over there choking it out. You know, I'm like, oh my god, somebody blasted it out. Oh man, that was great. Cracks me up, man. Ren and Stimpy, yeah, remember that one. Cat dog. Oh man, Benny Hill. Remember that, dude. Yeah, there was some old school stuff, man. You remember that guy that could play the guitar and he would play it? It sounds like a machine gun or it sounded like different things, man. He was like, it was wild, bro. He'd get on there and he would just play his guitar and he could do anything he wanted to, like stuff nobody today could do. I forget his name, man, but that guy was like killer to watch. He made it sound like anything, man. Moving cars, it didn't matter. He could just make it sound cool. He I think he played Ghost Rider a couple times, man. Was on there with Johnny Cash, stuff like that, playing some of his songs. Old school, man. Police Academy. Remember that one? Oh man, she was hiding in the podium. Or he was looking in the dude was looking in the gym at the lady with the big rack. Yeah. Oh dude, that was old school, eighth. That Mahoney. I didn't, to be honest with you. I grew up not knowing that Too Tall Jones was a football player, man. I just saw him in that movie, by the way. Didn't know that till I watched back the day. He won a Super Bowl ring with the Colts and lost a Super Bowl with the Colts. Maybe it wasn't Too Tall. It was, I forget. Maybe it was his name. I'm not sure. Dude, Mel Brooks is hilarious. I'm gonna tell you, man, the best part of Blazing Saddles was when they went up to the toll bridge in the middle of nowhere and they had to pay a dime to get through, and it's empty desert all around them, and they still paid the toll to get through. Still funny, man. TJ Hooker, Mahoney. Oh, what about that one with those the older people and they got in the pool with those cocoons and they became young again. Then they started rocking out on the town. That one was pretty good. I watched that movie quite a bit. I think there were 3 of them. So high anxiety, man. Yeah. Dude, I miss some of the old school stuff. Cocoon, that's what it was. There you go. Yeah. Old school Cocoon, man. That was pretty awesome. Old people rocked it back then, man, on that one. Yeah. There's 3 of them. Yeah. I watched all 3 of those, man. The Golden Girls. You ever watch that? That was a funny one, man. That one was funny. I Dream of Jeannie. Oh, yeah. I think we all dreamed of Jeannie back then, man. Oh, man. I actually, what was I watching? Casey and the Sunshine Band. They were playing one of their songs, and um, she got up there and was dancing. I guess it was in some movie or something. It was Get Down Tonight. Yeah, I was just watching that the other day on the video thing, man. Old school. Batteries not included. Remember that? Up in Smoke. I think we all watched that one, brother. Oh man, Amos and Andy. Yeah. Yeah, she was the woman everybody wanted, man. That was old. Huh, Darren. Dick York, Dick Sargent, whatever. Yeah. Riptide with the Boz. Nice. Short Circuit. Remember that one? I think there was a couple of those, wasn't there? Yeah, Close Encounters. My Stepmother's an Alien. Remember that one? Shit. Oh, back in the day, man, that chick was hot. What was her name? I forget her name. She on the Bundys. Kelly from the Bundys. Yeah, she was in a couple movies. That's old school, man. Oh man, Coneheads. Yeah. Oh, dude, the best one though that he was in, Dan Aykroyd, was the oh god, I forget the name of it. They're out in the wilderness in the cabin. Um, and they shot the bear with the light, the shotgun with the light bulb in it, and blew off the whole hair on the bear's butt. Remember? Oh man, oh dude, that one was great. You learned to television, dude. That is old, brother. I played that as a kid. Oh, Bobby Brown. Did you really just say that? Yeah, Bobby Brown, man. With John Candy, yeah, that was the one, man. I forget the name of it. I don't know why it's not coming to my head, but yeah, John Candy, man, that was hilarious. Full Metal Jacket, yeah, dude, that was the first like half of it was like they could have stopped the movie there, and then they showed the second part. Yeah, dude, I had an Atari when we were kids. Old school Atari, man. Maze Craze, the rip-off version of Pac-Man. Chat plays these battles. I told you, man, that toll bridge, man, cracks me up. Oh, yeah, it was a huge step up from Atari. You're right. Well, dude, I had a Tandy 1000. We used to play a King's Quest on it. That was pretty cool. I used to tell it to do inappropriate things, and it said it didn't understand that. Yeah. I think you can keep that movie, Joe. That's not for me, man. That's all you. Back when things were on tape, yeah, cassette tapes, man, VHS, Commodore 64, yeah. Yeah, Mel Brooks was awesome, man. Oh, that's Brandon. Oh, Brandon likes Brokeback Mountain. That's bad. Oh man. Yeah, what was that other one? We had one that was like a casino type thing. I don't remember what it was. It was a computer of some kind. Hot Shots. I remember that one. Part two. Yeah. Funniest thing ever. Oh man. The funniest thing then is I go back and watch the video, like how they came out with the Sony camcorder or how they came out with, the television. And I love watching the old circuitry stuff. That's pretty cool, man. And then yeah, just seeing how it was done back in the day and how much a struggle it was, and then seeing it from a kid growing up, that was cool. Cool perspective. 3.5 floppies, yep. They did that, and then they did what, the CD drive, and we all ripped off music. You remember that? We all got the free music until the courts came in and stopped it. We're all rocking out to our favorite music for free. Yeah, back when they had record stores and stuff. Like you can still find a record store today in some old school towns, but you're not finding them everywhere, man. Not like they used to be. Beta. Oh, beta was terrible. Wrong size. You're being well, you didn't miss much, man. The beginning of the computers, they had that Apple II. Dude, they were terrible. It's a big revolution because they were computers, but as far as doing stuff on them, man, they were terrible. You also know that the guy that's credited with Windows, it was actually Xeon, I think is the name of the company, the printer company. They actually came up with Windows, and then they bought it from them or stole it. I don't know which one, but I think they bought it. And now that became his big thing. He didn't really create that at all. He knew how to program, and he programmed in zeros and ones like the old school computers. So, yeah, that was a whole story. Microsoft. Well, he made billions out of it. I mean, I guess the guy knew something. I'll tell you that. He knew how to put the number on the box. He sure doesn't know how to stop updating my computer, though. For God's sakes, how many updates do you need to make, man? How bad did you screw up everything? Um, no, it's the one that starts the X. I Exion, or I don't know the name of it. It's an old school printer back in the day. Probably Xenon or something like that. The X is silent. I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure it out. Dirty fingers all over the screen. Yeah, I got in trouble for that quite a bit. We used to sit at the dinner table, man. I don't know if you guys had parents like this. My dad was old school, man. There's the last biscuit on the table, right? And you think you can eat it, but you better know right away you can't. Okay. So there you go. Xerox. What's the name? Xerox. Yeah, why don't I can't think of that? Anyway, that last biscuit wasn't yours, man. It was his. So as soon as you reach for it, man, there's a fork that came out right in the table, right in front of your hand. It was like, dude, you're touching my biscuit. And you're like, okay, I got it, right? And then your brother would be in there. He didn't want to come and take out the trash. You know what I mean? You go, Matt, got to come and take out the trash. He goes, I'm taking a shit. And then they make one of us go take it out. Oh, man. Yeah. Good old days, man. Oh, Wozniak, yeah, for Apple. Smart guy. He's like the smart guy, the brains behind everything. The other guy has the vision. Jobs has the vision. Wozniak has the ability to build it. Yeah. IBM back in the day, man. Yeah. They don't have a lot of stuff going on now, I don't think. Yeah, good hacker too. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, he wanted the Apple to be where you can Wozniak, where you can trade out things like the PC was, and they stayed with the proprietary stuff, which sucks, by the way. Let me tell you that right now. I hate it when I get into proprietary stuff when it gets into computers where you have to use their parts. Dude, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Hate it. I got an Alienware computer for my daughter, and all I'm trying to do is put it in a solid state drive, and I got to go through a billion hoops to do it. Absolutely irritating. Okay. Yeah. 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 It is. It does, man. She'll fix it. You don't own it. That's for sure. Yeah. I got too old, man. I stopped trying to fix things after a while. I just say call somebody. Well, if you're gonna pay the going rate, I'll do it. I mean, for what people get paid today, man, give me the money. I'll take it. You want to pay me $50 an hour to go fix your ice maker? I'll do it. I'll take it apart. I'll learn everything there is to know about your ice maker. Other than that, man, go pay someone else. I ain't got time for that. I got other things to do. So I guess that's a perspective when you get old, man. When you're young, you're like, oh yeah, I'll take on the task, and then $500 more than what it would have cost you to get a professional out there. You finally solve the problem. Yeah. No, thank you. I'd rather not go through that again. Let the professional handle it. Dude, back in the day, it used to be like German made was the best. Like when you get in like the 40s and stuff, all their metal and stuff. I'm not for the war or anything, but the stuff would last forever. They wouldn't break down. And then you get into as soon as we got to the 80s and going 90s, we started buying Chinese stuff, man, and started getting garbage. Even American stuff was good before that. Man, as soon as we got into cheap manufacturing, man, it ruined everything. I mean, some of the cars they came out with were just poo. I mean, they were bad. Like, dude, I bet you all of us here, you know what I mean? Late 60s, early 70s cars, those are the best, man. Sometimes, you can make a case for the 50s, getting into the Corvette or something like that. Um, but like the Chevelles and stuff, dude, right there in the 70s, 69, 70 Chevelle. Yeah, dude. Yeah, there you go, Bugatti. So yeah, a little bit older. Yeah. Dude, the motors were easy to work on. You could rebuild a Chevy in no time. Yeah. Oh, quad carbs. Yeah, Audi. Those are the little ones I didn't have, man. Back in the 80s, man. Yeah, no, no, no. We get early 70s, late 60s Camaro. Those were awesome, man. Challenger. The Barracuda was a beast, dude. If you got that Hemi, oh man. Those things, man. Anytime you run across one of those, you had to get it. So back when they had the square body trucks, you come out, in the late 70s, you get to the early 80s, man. You put the big, 45-inch tires on them. Yeah. Those things were awesome. Yeah, dude, I took an S10 once. Okay, check this out. Little single cab S10, and I welded in a body mount kit to it of 6 inches, dude, and rolled 35s on it. Let me tell you, it was the most hilarious thing ever. The gear shift in it, man, it sunk down so far. Dude, it was the best. But this thing in a little 4-cylinder engine, I'm vroom, 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 got my 35s on it rolling, man. That was awesome. Huh. Oh, yeah, the GTO, brother. There you go. Yeah, you gotta remember eight's in different countries, so they have different cars out there. We're all old school, you know what I mean, American made. You got some other cool things. Jaguar. Is that on a Duster? Nice. Oh, with the Falcon hood, nice. Love the 97 Silverado. Yeah. I like it. You know, when they had the flat looking front part of the bumper, that old Silverado, and then they changed it to a little bit of rounded in the front. That one was my favorite. The Z71 model of that. Dude, yeah. That was old school with the extra cab on it. You get a long bed, man. Yeah. I'm partial to long beds. I got a '04 Dodge 4x4, dude, long bed, Cummins engine in it, man, 4x4. Most awesome trunk ever, man. Just rolls over everything. Nice. Profile pic. There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got the rounded bumper, right? That's a little bit of the other one the year before was flat on the front of it. Yeah. Extra cab, yeah. Nice. Yeah, dude. NASCAR's cool. I like NASCAR, but I like the NHRA. Those guys, man, when you get in the pit and they start ripping down your engine super fast and then they can fix it and put it back together, man, nothing beats that. And don't get me wrong, NASCAR's great, man. It's to change tires fast. You get in there, they got like a bazillion laps. But yeah, dude, NHRA, man, when they start ripping down the road, man, and the tires, the torque they put on those wheels, man, and the tires start, you know what I mean, ripping look like, that's just so awesome. Yeah, Tesla and NASCAR. I don't know about that. Mm. Yeah, dude, I seen him do it in under that. Like if they got a piston, man, yeah, they just fly through that, man, like it's nothing, like they've done it a million times. Even when I watch like No Prep Kings or something like that, or I don't know if you guys watch Street Outlaws, that one's pretty good, man. I always root for the Chief when he's on there. His car is awesome. And then I gotta root for the Nova, man. Murder Nova, you gotta get for that, dude. I've had like 6 Novas in my life, man. I loved every single one of them. That car is amazing, and the driver is awesome. So Sean out there, man, shout out for that guy, man. That's an awesome car. Right on, brother. Thank you again, ADX, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, we got some old school stuff going on, man. Cool Toad clips. Dude, I don't even know who you are, brother. Why would I give you a link? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, old school, man. Yeah, man, back in the day. You gotta love it. Um back when you got on the raft behind the boat, man, and they would throw you into the middle of nowhere. Oh, dude. Back in the day. They still do that now, man. But I remember like the single one, you know what I mean? Shift side to side, thought you were cool. And then in the end you just gave up and fell off because you didn't want to hold on to it anymore. Dude, Simple Man 911, how you doing, brother? I'm surprised you were in earlier talking smack, man. That guy, man, in the chat all the time talking smack. Give you a link. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, you had an old school Nova, Super Command old school Nova, the entire street. Hold on, back up there. Entire street stopped to look. Yeah, dude, Novas are awesome. Man, right on. Oh, Dodge Dart, 69 Dart. Yeah, brother had a GTS. Nice, old school, man. My buddy had a dart when we were out throwing soda for Pepsi, man. Remember those days? Used to go junkyard hunting after work. Go in there, throw a bunch of soda during the day, man. Roll up to the junkyard, pull out the parts you need for your car. Yeah, that was old school, man. I remember being there, pulling out transmissions, rear ends, pull out a couple motors to rebuild. Always pulling out some kind of interior part. Always something like that. Old school dart had a Hemi. Let's see. Love the junkyard. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something, man. I got scars all over my hands, brother. You'll see my videos and you'll see something cut or something scraped or something, brother. I use my hands for a living. You know what I mean? I'm old school, man. Calluses, everything. So yeah, you don't ever see cars like that in Europe. They have a rule in some of the countries, man. You're not allowed to have a lot of rust on your cars and still drive them on the street nowadays. The Ford Cosworth, never had that. We had an old Ford van. Remember that? You did that yesterday for a buddy. See, my daughter had me out there helping her out, bro. She was like, "All right, Dad, it's gonna cost me less money to have you help me go out there and pull it from the junkyard." So we replaced her front bumper or hood, the little part that goes in front that holds the radiator in, and it's all interconnected in these things. Replaced the fender. We sat there on the plastic bumper part, man. I took my heat gun to it, heated it up, and popped that dent right out of it. Yeah. These days, man, they're held in together by little plastic clips. It's not the old way things used to be done, man. They're all plastic clips now. Ford Cosworth Indy stuff. Is that truck looking thing? I don't remember hearing that name a lot. Is that one that looked like a truck and then the engine was they placed it in the center between the cab and the bed in that area? Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, you put 3-inch exhaust on a Chevy, and dude, you're gonna rumble the neighbors. Dude, I had 3-inch exhaust on mine, man, and it was like headers, 3-inch exhaust. Oh yeah. Let me tell you what, 2 streets down, you're gonna find me. That motor was sick, man. We made it into a 380 street choker. You know what I mean? Put roller rockers on it, man. Everything. Did the cams again. 202 valve heads on there. Yeah, it was, dude. It was rocking, man. That engine was hot, bro. You were peeling out when you weren't peeling out, if you know what I mean. You had no choice. Yeah, worked as a mechanic, man. Yeah, see a lot of stuff come in, man. A lot of people don't take care of stuff. Your wife hates it. Oh man. Yeah, way too much plastic these days. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I got a lesson in how plastic clips together on cars when I did that. Classic three wheelers. Oh, local mechanic, man, work where you want. There you go. There you go. Take the jobs you want. Not everybody that walks in the door. Yeah, you got a real overhead set for your vehicle and the tools and stuff. Yeah. Simple man, I like you, dude, but don't ask for a Lincoln bunch, bro. Oh, you could troll some other way. Sounded like it was gonna stall, but it was really radical. Nice. 5.7 vortex. Um, nice. Dude, yeah. Dude, breaking your back's horrifying. It gets worse with age. Let me tell you that. I broke mine at 22. I got 4 screws and 2 plates and a little basket where they used to have my disc at. Let me tell you that right now, man. That it sucks. And then when you get older, even though it feels like it heals now, when you get older, getting in the cold or going into a fridge or something like that, when those walk-ins, dude, it's painful. That's why I still live in California. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? It's just hotter out here, and not when it gets cold, everything hurts. Find out how hard it is to put on front wheel bearings. Well, it depends on the kind of car you got, man. Those are usually fairly easy. Just make sure you put a ton of grease on them. That would, yeah, it's usually what it is. I don't think, could be mistaken, but I don't think the sleeves press in. But yeah, it should be a fairly easy job. Had to order a guide and drill it out. Yep. Yeah, you live in agony. Yeah, every day. That's why I have trouble doing things because I have back problems. And then, dude, you get this weird nerve thing that goes on in your legs where you think someone's always, some bug's trying to bite you 24/7 and you're scratching your legs constantly. And then it freaks you out throughout the day, man. And then, yeah, you get weird stuff, man, because it's all in your nerves. And when they get in there cutting there, man, your nerves take a toll. 56 holes, man. Yeah, you should be all right. That'll be quick. Yeah, once you take out that pin, that locking nut, man, you should be able to take off that disc if it's in there, and if you got a drum in there, still not a problem. Get into those bearings. Yeah, no, that's not that bad. It's not like these new cars, man. I tried to work on them one time and put it in an alternator. Let me tell you, man, scars, bloody knuckles, everything. My hands are too big to fit in these things, man. I got monster hands trying to get in this little car. Dude, you can have it. You can let anybody else do that, dude. Like Faraday banned you. Yeah, well, when you make fun of the host, they tend to do that. Sorry, man. I hate to tell you that, but that's what happens. Yeah, with the correct equipment, bearings are easy. Yeah, absolutely. It's not like you're taking off the spindle part. Oh man, you don't have the right tools for that. You don't have that thing that looks like a tuning fork that goes in there, man. You're in pain. Let me just tell you that that thing sucks. The sledgehammer it all you want. Sometimes they don't come out. You lost feeling in your leg when you're 48. That sucks, bro. Sorry for that. But yeah, I understand, dude. Like when I broke mine, I was on a side loader truck, man, about 60, 60, 70 miles away from the plant, and I couldn't walk. I literally could. I had no feeling in my legs, and I had to take my back belt, and whatever was out was out. I had to strap it on as tight as I possibly could, man, and get that thing where I can get some kind of a feeling left so I could take that semi back to the yard. And let me tell you, man, I felt better the next day. I worked for 6 months. Apparently, I had broken at that time. You know what I mean? I worked 6 months through it. Didn't realize it was broken. Went into the doctor several times. They told me it's just, dude, it's just muscles. Did it so much, man. I snapped the other side of the same level. And when I went in, I did 6 months with both of those things where the thing was just all messed up. Finally changed the doctor, and right away he says, "Okay, Nathan, you're going to surgery next week. You really don't have a choice here. If you want to still walk, you're going to have to do it." And that was it. Never believe the first doctor always that tells you it's problems. You got to go see a better person sometimes. Hmm. You always need another tool. That's for sure. Well, you should see my toolbox. I got a bunch. Yep. There you go. That's it. Hip on fire. Yeah. Michael's bragging. He's 43 and strong. I'm getting close to 50, brother, and it hurts. I tell you that every day hurts. Uh, well, there you go. Yeah, glad you can find the part. That's for sure. That is one good thing about today's day and age, man. You can find parts a little easier. Yeah, old school, man. Yeah, they uh they did me wrong in that instance, man. I should have known better. My own accountability. I should have known better, but that doesn't excuse them from doing the wrong thing. Ooh, wow, that sucks. Yeah, man. Shit. Nice. When I hit 59, yeah, I'm probably not going to be doing so well. Yeah, Paul does go to two different dentists, man. He gets the runaround from one of them all the time. They tell him the wrong prices. Yeah, man, we got a great bunch of people that watch, man. We're all doing the same thing, hanging out, pretty much same backgrounds, man, all doing the same stuff. Absolutely. I 100% agree, man. Hmm. Down 70 feet, building a well, huh? Wow. Hmm. Could do some pike touches and some body weight. Yeah, dude, I wish my back didn't hurt. Hey, dude, there's some days I can't walk. I wish it didn't hurt, to be very honest with you, man. I'd love to be out there lifting weights, running, doing all those things, be thin again. Man, I was in some good shape when I was young, man. I was built like a linebacker. Now, dude, I'm like a roly poly. You know what I mean? I got sagging woman boobs or something. You know what I mean? It's bad. I can't get out of it as much as I want to, man. I could starve myself, but still, yeah, it's a struggle. Oh man, oh man, Bill, dude, I still like you, brother. I think you're funny. Yeah, but doing it yourself, right on. Yeah, you know what? It's tough. I don't mind the dieting part, man. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me to walk. It's just when you can't do it, and it adds up a day after day after day, man. It hurts. Fasting is good, yeah. Unorganized, yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that with you, man, because I'm getting to that point, man, where everything sucks. I mean, let's put it this way: I had gout, right? Or I still do. Never goes away. It would infect your wrist, your hand, your fingers, everywhere the joint is. It put crystals in your joints, right? Well, it would jack up everything, man, where you can't move, and everything moves to touch it, moves to hurt. Everything just sucks. And then sometimes, man, you get into your low back and it gets in there. Sometimes it gets in your shoulder blade. Yeah. Oh man. Did you just say enema thing? Yeah, I think I'll avoid that one, brother. You can you can keep that one. That was not for me. Not for me at all. Oh, yeah, no thank you. Nice. Yeah, the only problem is, man, you start working out your muscles in your back, and I got big muscles in my back, dude. Trust me, they're so big. You get a lot of muscle memory going on, man. And yeah, it's only a hindrance. So, like, I'd go right over there to those weights right there, dude. I could start curling 40s, no problem. Okay, in sets to this day. But it still hurts having that more weight of the muscle on you too. You know, we're not kids anymore. We're not losing the weight and gaining muscles. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, it hurts. Like I get there and I start doing a couple sets, man, and my back is on fire. God forbid I have to put a weight belt on, man. I don't even know if they make them that big anymore. I mean, I'm, I'm messing with you, man, but it feels like I feel like a roly poly, bro. I don't feel anything like I used to as a kid. Yeah, dude, I'm there with you guys, man. Oh, I remember last time, Daniel, you were telling us you were in those accidents, man. Yeah, yeah. No, I eat better now. I'll be honest with you, man. I eat a lot better. Um, you know what I mean? A lot more chicken. I eat Brussels sprouts and stuff, and green beans. Try to eat rice. You know what I mean? Stay away from a lot of the bad things. Most of them, anyway. Yeah, weight spot problems out too. They weren't as a kid, dude. When I was like 18 years old, man. Oh, dude, I could rip weights all day, man. Yeah, it was like, all right, let's get this done, man. Yeah. Now it's like, no, thank you. I don't even want to see the weight. I don't even like moving it across the garage. As a matter of fact, I don't like lifting boxes anymore. Dude, everything hurts. Oh man. Yeah, you're probably right there. I probably just couldn't feel it back then. Too much adrenaline and stupidity in my head. You're probably absolutely 100% right. Mm, interesting. All right, guys, it's been 2.5 hours, man. I'm gonna take off for the day, dude. I love just catching up with you guys, man. I think we'll just do that on Mondays, man. It's just cool. See what everybody's doing, what they got going on for a project, man. We'll do that from here on in, man. So, right on, guys. Have yourself a great day, man. Thank you very much, dude. The chats, you guys have been awesome. I get some shout outs right now, man. ADX, man, you take care of me several times today, brother. Several times. Thank you very much. Shout out to Sean, brother. Dude, Sean's an awesome guy, man. A great person. So just want to shout that out to him, man. So anyway, right on, guys. Thank you very much, man. It's been an awesome show. Have yourselves a great day, man.
The old man Bill, man, Bill. The old man Bill, man, Bill. The old man Bill, the old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put him in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man wheels of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time. Battling the establishment for just a little recognition has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds